Welcome back to Talkin Dribble, NBA edition. All right, big weekend. We had the All-Star weekend, which I don't know if you're 50-50 on it, could be a massive enjoyable moment for you, or you thought it was terrible like the rest of us.
Yeah, it wasn't great. No,
but not our best thing. But we'll dive straight into Dribble and Dash.
Yeah, get into
so
it.
obviously, NBA All-Star just wrapped up at Oracle Arena. It was good to see Steph back in Oracle Arena. I think everyone enjoyed that a bit. There was a few things that went on. Tyler Hero won the 3-point contest, stopped Damian Lillard from three-peating. Mac McClung did three-peat in the dunk contest. So that was a bit more enjoyable this year. I didn't mind it. Stephon Castle put on a pretty good show. Team Cavs won the skills challenge, which I thought was quite boring to watch. I'm not going to lie. Sad news was LeBron and Ant Edwards didn't compete in the All-Star game. LeBron due to an ankle injury, and Ant, it was due to a groin injury, but then they also said he was unwell too. So not sure what's happening there, but that wasn't fun. The OGs ended up winning the All-Star game altogether, which was a weird one. It was versus the 40. I don't know what that was about. But then Steph Curry won the Kobe Bryant All-Star game MVP, which was good to see. And big news, Kyrie Irving. Serious talks about coming to the Boomers.
Bro, imagine.
Exciting. Like, I feel like we get a lot of this information most years, but it looks like he's been very vocal about it. So I'm keen for that. But that wraps up Talking Dribble. Like
plenty happening.
Look, there's a mid-season break. So, All-Star weekend happened. It's really hit and miss now with the All-Star break, isn't it? You don't know.
What was the format? 3 games?
Terrible.
Like first of 40?
We saw Wemby play to 40 points. Wemby's first ever playoff appearance. Probably touched the ball like 10 times maybe. I thought it was quite disappointing.
It was really hard to get into it because there was so many breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was so many breaks. I've got they reckon it was like 2.5 hours worth of breaks and half an hour of game time. It was 2 hours and 26 minutes of commercials and breaks and 33 minutes and 41 seconds of All-Star game minutes.
It's not good. It's not good. And I think Draymond put it best as well. It's like, how do we expect to watch these games when you've got all these scoring records and stuff for All-Star games and these blokes can't beat it? Steph Curry won the MVP, had like 24 total points or something.
He won his other All-Star game MVP, hitting like 15 threes.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't like it at all. I reckon I hope they go back to the OG, East v West. I think that's what we need. East v West. Keep it simple.
Yep.
Don't play around with it too much. I don't think we're going to find something where players actually fully try in an All-Star game. I think we're just past it now.
I think
blokes don't want to get injured. They don't want to get injured, which is fair.
Well, we did our little poll on Instagram, like change it back to East versus West or keep it, and it was like basically like 85%. Well, like change it back to East v West.
100%.
And it has dropped off because blokes just don't try, but it's at least like a product where it's 2 teams playing each other. It's not these disjointed games where there's breaks in the middle. Like, how do you expect them to be competitive when there's so many breaks?
It was so weird to watch. And then, you got a rising star team in there versus All-Stars? You've got rising star players playing on All-Star weekend against All-Stars.
Yep.
Like, I don't like it at all. So, I'm excited to watch it go back to normal. And
if it does. I reckon this is going to be a one and done.
Yeah.
But anyway, also what happened throughout the week, we chucked my little hot take on the Instagram story.
Yep.
See who agreed on Lakers making the finals. Got a little bit of support. 46% of the voters said yes. 54% said cap. No, not a chance.
So 46% of our fans are casuals. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, look, it's a very early take, but hey, I'm happy to get the support.
We'll back it. It's not happening, but
anyway, let's move on. We got our new segment here, Talkin Dribble Stock Market, NBA edition. So this is where we're buying or selling teams based on their current form and how they're leading into the playoffs. Basically like the current risers and fallers in the league. And so who are we buying, who are we selling? So
I like it.
Do you want to start? We'll do buying first.
Yeah, I'll start us off. A lot of people might think this is biased, but I truly think buy high right now on the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Bias.
Over our last 10 games, 3rd in offensive rating, 4th in defensive rating, and 3rd in net rating. We literally look like a completely different team right now. Julius Randle out. Rudy Gobert's been missing some time. Dante DiVincenzo out, which I think we need him back. Team looks elite. I'm so excited watching this. Naz Reid starting is a whole different beast. Ant's playing insane basketball. Yeah. I'm buying as much stock on us right now as possible.
Bro, since Julius went down, like there's just been this resurgence from Naz Reid and Jaden McDaniels, to be honest. Like Jaden,
offensive game.
Since Julius went down, he's averaging 16 points a game.
Yep.
and he's actually creating his own shot. Naz Reid, since Julius went down, so the last 7 games, 21 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists.
He's a beast.
And he's actually statistically like one of the best jump shooters in the NBA, like efficiency-wise.
He's taken pump fake, step back threes. Like, he's like 6'10"? What kind of 6'10" bloke do you see doing that? Who's meant to be a 5-man?
I know.
Like,
I guess that's why you're kind of getting the investments kind of paying off when you invested in Naz. But bro, he looks different with Julius out. But this production from Naz and Jaden McDaniels is allowing Ant to be more of like a downhill scorer. Like he's been one of the best 3-point shooters all year, but it's not actually his natural game. Getting to the ring, him putting that pressure on the interior. And
that's when the rest of the team gets involved.
Exactly.
He's putting pressure on the rim.
Like the floor's actually spread so the lane's open. So
he's getting shots.
Exactly.
And we're playing so many more young blokes now. So our young guns are getting to go. Jalen Clark, stud. Rob Dillingham, inconsistent, but still a stud. Luka Garza getting minutes. It's so good to watch. I'm loving every minute of it.
Last 10 games, Ants, 33 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 60% true shooting. Like, he's getting to the basket more. He's getting to the free throw line more. Like, he only averaged like 5 free throws a game when Julius Randle was playing, and he averages 10 when he's not. So that really just shows you that the floor is open. He gets to the ring. He's still putting up threes, but just not as high of a clip. And bro, you guys are
natural
playing
in the offense now, which helps a lot. So buy the stock on the tables.
Yeah, well, you literally just beat the Thunder. So like you kept him to 14 points in the fourth quarter. Who is doing that to the Thunder?
So good to see. Right after we lost to the Bucks. So. But
yeah, true. But you guys are looking good.
I'm keen.
A team that I'm buying their stock, the Golden State Warriors. Since this Jimmy trade, it's only been a few games, but bro, they had too many role players, and bringing in Jimmy Butler offloaded a few of those role players. Kyle Anderson to the Heat, Dennis Schroeder. Like their actual role players have more clear contributions. Like they have actually distinct roles. Podsy, he's now averaging 33 minutes a game since Jimmy's come into the team. Before that, he was averaging like 24 minutes. Some games he wouldn't even reach 20 minutes. And they were asking him, everyone was annoyed that he was inconsistent. But his minutes were fluctuating. They were asking him to do all-star stuff when he was getting role-player minutes. Now, Jimmy's there. They've got their second, third star. These role players can actually flourish as role players. Like he's averaging, Podsy, since the Jimmy Butler trade, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Like it's a, there hasn't been too many games, but he has a clear role. He's not starting 1 minute and he's less than 15 minutes in another game. Like I think the sky's the limit for this Warriors bench. And also Moses Moody, he's now averaging 24 minutes a game with Jimmy Butler in the team. He's starting. I'm not sure if he'll start when Kuminga comes back, but he had 10 games this season where he didn't even reach 20 minutes. And then everyone's like, what's happened to Moses Moody? Like he should be progressing. Bro, there was some garbage minutes for him in some games. Like Warriors had too many rotation players. Steve Kerr was trying too many things, too many different rotations. But now he's actually getting the opportunity. Jimmy has just completely balanced this roster. I think the bench, because the bench is a key for the Warriors to go to make a deep stretch in this playoff run. So, they're looking great. When Gary Payton and Kuminga come back, there's going to be, what will happen with the rotation. But even Quinn and Post, their big man. Right. Jackson Davis is out of the rotation right now.
This is what the Warriors do, man. They find just random blokes, and if the team's good enough, these guys can fit in and play pivotal roles around them. So, I like it. I like it a lot.
They're 6-4 in their last 10, but I reckon they're going to skyrocket up the standings. I don't know if they'll be like top 6, but they'll be competing for that plane, and I think they'll make the playoffs.
I like it. My next team is the Lakers. 8-2 in their last 10. And the thing is, they've been playing a heap of games coming up to the All-Star break. They were playing a heap. And they had the whole issue. They had the whole trade situation with Luka and AD. Found a way to steady the ship. Obviously, they had a loss to Utah in there. Right, teams have bad losses. It happens. I love their team. I know Alex Len probably not the big man they wanted. They'd much prefer Mark Williams right now. But you get to keep Dalton Connect and Luka. Now, this is what I loved from the Lakers. They brought Luka back a few games before the All-Star game, got to get him a few runs, and then All-Star break comes around, so he's got to weaken a bit to reset again, rest his body, and then come back post-All-Star break with a couple of games up his belt and kind of get back into the groove of it. So I'm very keen to watch the Lakers. I think him and LeBron's duo, watching him in that first Utah game, it was good. I'm like, I didn't know how I was going to look. If they're pushing the ball like that and Luka can grab it and LeBron can get downhill and he's just chucking it deep to him, I think they've got a really good roster there and it's long. It's a long roster where they can play small ball. Dorian Finney-Smith, elite. I think, yeah.
Tell you what, you'd love to be Rui Hachimura. You'd love to be like blokes who are that 4th, 5th man in that 5. Like between Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves, like they're playing like a little 3-man game, and no doubt, like if LeBron gets it off like a pick and roll, whatever, any action play, he'll be taking it to the ring. Whoever is that 4th or 5th man, their play obviously would have to close in on that key, bro. They're going to get open shots 100%. For days. Like and
the thing is, it looks like they're going to balance the minutes between. So Luka and LeBron start. One of them goes off, one of them stays on, and then say like LeBron goes off first, he'll come back on, Luka will go off. And then it looks like they'll both be on the court towards the end of the game. So one of them's going to be on the court at all times pretty much. Even like Connect, obviously they look to trade him and then he's back now. He's a perfect player for either of them. So if one of them's on the court at all times with him, he's going to be getting open looks 24/7. So I think JJ is going to do some really exciting stuff with this roster. I'm excited to watch it.
I expect them to probably finish the top 4 seed and make... It's hard. They're really a theoretical team right now. We haven't seen them looking at their best. Obviously, Lucas hardly played. So, they're definitely a buy.
Yes, sir.
I got Knicks. I'm buying them.
Yeah.
They've won 8 of their last 10. They're not only looking good right now, but Mitch Robinson's actually coming back soon. And I'm actually keen to see what they do. They need to experiment with a rotation with him in either the 5 or just rotations with him and Cat playing together, because they're like the 3rd best team in the East right now, but they're not getting near Boston, and then they're gonna need that defensive length with Mitch Robinson to contend against Kristaps Porzingis, even a team like Milwaukee. They're so long now with Kuzma. They're a very big team. Mobley and Jared Allen, like it'll take the pressure defensively off Cat if he can be at that 4. Like even if Cat knows that Mitch Robinson's behind him and Cat's playing high, or even in action, like Cat cannot guard on any action plays. If someone's screening, Cat does not know how to read the play
he's
whatsoever.
Never known, so it's not something he's going to improve on. Like that's just who he is now.
So if Robinson can come in and Cat can, take the load off defensively, and his offensive production could go up even more. But that duo of Brunson and Cat, right, they're looking good. And Bridges, Anunoby, Bridges never misses a game. Anunoby, they're really solid defensively. But I think they're going to get even better on that end if Mitch Robinson comes back and stays healthy, and they could get into that maybe top 2 teams in the East.
No, it's a great call. Go to our sell.
Yeah. Who are you selling?
I'm selling. This could be a big call. I'm selling my stock on the Houston Rockets right now.
Ooh.
I'm not saying they're going to miss the playoffs. I'm not saying they're a bad team or anything, but I think post trade deadline, the West has gotten even better. I think as they look to struggle a bit lately, obviously they were in a similar sitch with the Lakers. They were playing a lot of games leading up to the All-Star break, had a few back-to-backs and stuff. Fred VanVleet's been out, which is a big out for him as well. I don't know. I think teams are starting to figure him out a bit more, starting to find their holes, starting to force the right players to, like in terms of, there's a lot of holes in Houston's offense. And I think teams are starting to figure that out. And then because of that, it can lead to better offense for the other team as well. So, which can lead to a lot of holes in Houston's defense.
Yeah. Because they're definitely in a funk. Like they've lost 7 of their last 10.
Yeah. 3-7 in their last 10. Like that's big, and teams go through it. But I think with such a pivotal time coming up, a lot of West teams are looking to improve. Houston's not playing their best basketball. I wouldn't expect. I'd expect they could drop a few spots here, because I think T-Wolves will overtake them. I think Lakers are over them right now, but I think they'll stay there. Denver will stay there, and I think we'll just see. Like they could, by the end, look, they were flirting with that 2-3 spot. I think they could be down to around that 6 spot and just sneak in. Okay. So
it's interesting. When VanVleet's out, like there's not really a kind of grown up actually leading the offense. They're very young. There. Like they're so young and sporadic.
They're so exciting to watch. They're so good to watch.
And Jabari Smith will come back at some point. So look, there's not too much rope to work with. Like if you do drop a few games, there's these teams coming. So they could be on
close. I think not saying they're a bad team at all, but I think I'd be selling them right now compared to the rest of the Western Conference.
That's fair. I've got the Dallas Mavericks. So obviously that trade happened and AD gets injured straight away. Look, they got massive amount of injuries. AD, Gafford, Lively, Washington. Gafford's out for 6 weeks. Lively is reevaluated in a few weeks. AD, he's out indefinitely at this point? Like they reckon it's like 4 to 6, like something like that. That's going to lead to heavy minutes for Kyrie. And like that's an old Kyrie.
Yeah.
So
his body's broken down before.
Yeah, so
that's a lot of time.
Not necessarily saying that it will, but it's just going to be a lot of pressure on Kyrie just for them to make the playoffs. So they have a deep roster, so they have stacked this roster, but bro, they have so many injuries, and it's unfortunate that this happened after the trade. It's really bad luck, but I think they'll make the play-in because like they're good enough to make the play-in. It's just I don't know. I wouldn't be betting for them by just limping to the finish line, and against these other teams who are trending upwards. I don't know. You feel bad for them because they've actually got this stacked roster. But I don't know. I'd be selling my Dallas Mavericks stock. I could they miss the play-in? Could they?
Possibly. I don't think they would miss the play-in.
No,
but
hopefully not.
They could miss the playoffs. Red flags everywhere.
They're going to need all their players back, and it doesn't look like they're not going to have their players for the playoffs. They all should be coming back in time. But will they be in a position?
Late. Yeah, 100%. And then when it comes to an important basketball time for them. These blokes have no reps together.
Yeah.
Gafford, Lively, even AD with Kyrie. They haven't had any reps together. So you're expecting them to just kind of fit around a time where it's so hectic and your best basketball needs to be played. And I can't see that happening. No, I like that. I think this is our only East team that we've listed.
Yeah, we're very West heavy today.
Pretty set though. I think a team that will look...
I said Knicks.
Okay, yeah. I think a team that will look to drop, so I'm selling on them right now, is the Indiana Pacers.
Okay.
I think teams, I know Giannis is injured right now. I still think the Bucks are going to have a good back end of the year. I love the move from Kuzma. Watched him against us. He plays a big part in that team now. That's a secondary scorer they can use. So you've got Dame, you've got Kuzma. When Giannis comes back, it's a good roster. I'd expect them to overtake him. They're only clear one game, I think, of the Bucks right now. And I also think the Detroit Pistons are going to jump them as well.
Damn. And Cade.
I know this team's struggling, but the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, I think they're going to turn it around.
I'm expecting the Pacers. I think that will leave them at the 7th seed. I'm pretty sure. And I think that's where they'll be. I think they're sitting 4th right now.
Yeah.
Yep. 4th.
Yeah, they're 4th right now. Yeah.
I think those 3 teams are gonna jump these guys.
To be fair, they've been like consistently healthy throughout the whole year. Turner's been out recently. Halliburton has had a pretty off year. I don't know. Yeah, I don't expect them to make any noise, but they could be on downward.
Yeah, I don't rate them as much as their record shows, but their record's nothing special anyways. Yeah. It's just they're in an Eastern Conference that it's top heavy, but kind of from that really 5 to 10 range is quite there's not much to work with there. So I think they could be getting jumped.
All right, I got one last one here. Who am I selling? Sacramento Kings. Don't have to spend too much time on them. They're, I said it last week, they're basically like the Bulls of the West.
Yeah.
Just no direction, no really purpose with this roster. Who's the guy? Like they have no All-Stars. Levine's production has dropped since being traded there. Obviously not much of a, hasn't played too many games there, but they got no point guard. They recently signed Markelle Fultz, which is something, I guess. But I expect them to actually miss the play-in completely, to be honest. I don't know. They fired their head coach. They got rid of their best player. What is the direction for this team? So
I don't know, man. Yeah, that's completely fair. The Kings are just in shambles.
They are.
That's all right. We'll move on. Do a little mid-season playoff prediction here.
Yes, sir.
So how do we want to do this? Do we want to we'll start with our Eastern Conference.
Start with the East. Do you want to go through your East?
Yep.
And then I'll go through my East.
So I'm going to go 10-1.
Yep.
And then I'll talk about who I think how the play-in will shape up.
And then who's your 8?
Yep. All right. So 10, Philadelphia 76ers. 9, Miami Heat. 8, Atlanta Hawks. 7, Indiana Pacers.
Yep.
6, Orlando Magic. 5, Detroit Pistons. 4, Milwaukee Bucks. 3, New York Knicks. 2, Boston Celtics. 1, Cleveland Cavaliers.
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty.
And then do you want me to say my play-in?
Yeah, let's see.
So obviously it'll be So the play-in will be Sixers, Heat, Hawks, Pacers. I think Sixers will beat Heat in game 1. Pacers will beat Hawks. So that gives Pacers the 7 seed.
Yep.
And then it leaves Hawks v Sixers.
Wait, so Sixers are beating Miami Heat?
Yep.
Really?
And then I think the Sixers are beating the Indiana Pacers and getting the 8
that
seed.
That is an abysmal call.
Joel Embiid will get healthy.
Yeah.
Paul
really?
George,
No, he won't.
Tyrese Maxey. I'm
Nah.
not saying for the playoffs. I think
Nah.
they'll be healthy enough to win the play-in.
Not a
and get an
chance
8
Philly
seed.
make the playoffs.
No, it's happening. It's
Not
happening.
a chance.
Bro,
Bro,
they are the best team.
You're taking Joel Embiid over like an Eric Spoelstra team in the play-in?
Yes.
Miami have proven they're an elite playing team.
No. You're talking Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, Joel Embiid. Those 3 will be playing. I'm just calling it right now. They will be playing.
Who's averaging 16 points.
They will be playing, okay? You're talking about 3 extremely talented players. Miami, what does Miami have right now?
Tyler Hero, All-Star, won the 3-point
so you're
contest.
taking Tyler Hero over Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, Joel Embiid. Bam Adebayo.
They're not what they
like
were.
terrible
Embiid
basketball.
is probably not going to be healthy.
I think
Paul
they will.
George is a shell of himself.
No.
Worst contract in the league. And Tyrese
that's
Maxey,
fair.
baller.
I'm not saying they're going to make a deep run in the playoffs, but I think they're going to get a playing spot.
If I could take a one-off game right now, Philly versus Heat, I'm taking Heat.
Not if those 3 are playing.
But we don't know that.
I'm booking it.
If they're playing,
right
they should
now.
be a playoff team, obviously. But
that's not
can't-
realistic.
bro, they're not reliable at all.
I know they're not reliable, but for 2 games they could be.
All right.
If they find their way in the play-in, I think they'll get the 8 seed.
Okay.
We'll come back to this. We will come back to this.
All right.
Seriously.
I'm going to say my teams. I'm going to say it from 1st to 10th because when you were saying 10 to 1, I was like, it was tripping me out. I'm going to say
You're going to go 1st to 10?
Yeah, 1st to 10.
Oh.
So then I'm trying to wrap the head around who you actually have.
Okay.
Okay, East. Number 1, Cavs. Number 2, Celtics. Number 3, Knicks. 4, Magic. 5, Milwaukee Bucks. 6, the Pacers. In the play-in, 7, Pistons. 8, Miami Heat. 9, the Hawks. And 10, the Sixers. So I've got my Bulls missing out. We should drop off. I'm actually hoping we do.
Yep.
So I've got the Sixers being in there in the play-in, but then I've got the Heat beating the Pistons to get the 7 seed. So Heat are getting that 7 seed. And then I've got the Pistons beating either the Hawks or the Sixers in that other game. I don't know who's going to win. Sixers, I really don't know what kind of roster we're going to look at. So I've got the Sixers and the Hawks missing out.
Yep.
So the 8, Cavs, Celtics, Knicks, Magic, Bucks, Pacers, Heat, Pistons. Cade Cunningham getting his team to that 8 seed. They'll probably get swept in that first round, but yeah, that's my 8 in the East. Thoughts?
I just don't see it with Miami. I don't see it. I don't see them. I don't understand. I don't rate them.
Jimmy out of the building, so there's no distractions.
Does that make them better?
No, it doesn't make them better as a team, but it makes them. They're at least going to make the playoffs in the East. You would think.
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
Aren't they sitting at like the 5 seed right now? Are they?
I don't think the 5 seed.
Oh no, they're at the 9 seed.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I do not see it out of the Heat at all. I think Tyler Hero, absolute stud. Bam, stud, having a bad year. And what else do they really have? Terry Rozier, that's possibly one of the worst moves they've made in a while.
Yeah.
Trading for him, that blew up in their face. Kalal Ware, he's a stud, so he could have a big year. He is having a big year. He could have a back.
I just have more trust in this team compared to Philly.
Yeah,
they're just health-wise.
Spo is an elite coach. But I feel like we're thinking Nick Nurse isn't a scrub. Like, he's won a championship. Yeah. He's a good coach. I think for a few games he can pull them together. If this team can string some games together, Philly could just find themselves in the playoffs.
Maybe.
And then we'll see.
Maybe.
But we'll move on to the West.
Let's move on to the West.
All right.
You go.
So we'll go 1 to 10.
Yeah, thank you.
Because it plays with your simple brain. So we'll start 1, OKC. 2, Memphis Grizzlies. 3, Denver Nuggets. 4, Minnesota Timberwolves. 5, Los Angeles Lakers. 6, Houston Rockets. 7, Golden State Warriors. 8, LA Clippers. 9, Dallas Mavericks. 10, Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, okay. So Kings missing out for you.
Yep.
Mavericks sneaking in. Rockets dropping out.
And then come to the play-in.
Yep.
Phoenix v Mavs. I think Mavs beat Phoenix. Okay. This is regarding Kyrie and AD are healthy.
Yep.
And then Warriors v Clippers, 7 v 8. I think the Warriors get the dub, so that gives the Warriors the 7 seed.
Yep.
So then it's Clippers v Mavs for the 8 seed. I think the Mavs beat Clippers in a one-off game. Mavs get the 8 seed. Have to take on OKC in the first round. So this is a rematch of round 2 last season. However, no Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving. And they are going to get the floor wiped with them. Oh my days.
Really?
They are going to get smoked. I expect 4-1.
Damn.
OKC 4-1.
A fully healthy Dallas?
4-1. They've played no games together. They've got no reps together.
It's going to be interesting how it shapes up.
And then, Warriors v Memphis. Upset alert.
Upset alert.
Upset alert.
Yeah, it's given vibes of Grizzlies getting that 2 seed a few years ago and the Lakers being that 7 seed, knocking them out in that first round in 6. Hey, I would love that.
Be good to watch. I think Clippers could end up missing the playoffs.
Yep. So what's your 8? What's your 8 now, your final 8?
Oh, yeah. So OKC, Memphis, Denver, Minnesota, Lakers, Rockets, Warriors, Mavs.
So Minnesota, Lakers first round matchup.
Yep.
Damn.
Hey, you were using that in 2K, were you?
I was, yeah.
Cool.
I was
Who won that
in my
series?
league.
Who won that series?
Lakers.
Was that because you were playing with it?
I was playing with it.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Anyway, so I'll do mine.
Here we go.
I've got the Thunder, the Nuggets, the Grizzlies, the Lakers, Timberwolves, and Rockets as the 6. Moving to playing. Clippers, Warriors, Mavericks, Suns. So I've got the Clippers holding on to that 7 just ahead of the Warriors.
Yep.
But then I've also got the Warriors beating them in that play-in team, getting the 7 seed.
Yep.
And then I've got the Mavericks beating the Suns.
All right.
And then Mavericks versus Clippers. And I've got Mavericks winning. So we've got basically the exact same play-in situation. So that leaves me with Thunder. No, it's a bit different. Thunder, Nuggets, Grizzlies, Lakers, Timberwolves, Rockets, Warriors, Mavericks.
Okay.
So I've got Suns missing out, KD and Book missing out. Clippers, I think they're going to be there. Their defense holds up in the regular season, but I think in these one-off games, good luck stopping Steph, good luck stopping Kyrie and AD.
Yeah.
So I think they'll be stiff. This play-in situation will stitch up that team.
It's so tough.
It is
so tough. So then what? You still got Lakers, Minnesota first round.
I've got Lakers, Minnesota first round. Thunder,
that's probably
Mavericks.
worst case scenario for Warriors, I think. Having to take on Denver in the first round, that scares me.
They wouldn't be Nuggets.
Yeah.
They would not at all. And then I'd have Grizzlies, Rockets playing each other. That's a
huge first round. Both of them have so much to prove.
Yep.
I love that.
And then Thunder Mavericks. Like, bro, imagine being Thunder and you reckon that they're going to sweep the floor, but you get the number 1 seed and you have to play an AD and Kyrie team.
Oh, it's crazy. But that's the thing. Out of all these, 7 to 10 teams, you're going to be versing elite players.
KD or Book. Steph or Jimmy.
Sometimes the 1 seed can. But the last few years, we've seen the 1 seed prevail. So it's been like they're the 1 seed for a reason.
True.
Even last year, I was concerned. I'm like, they're taking on the Pels. Pels aren't a walkover when they're healthy. They cooked them. Absolutely cooked them. Denver did that against us the year before. Yeah. The 1 seed, they're a 1 seed for a reason. But I don't think I don't know about Memphis dropping out of the 2 seed.
I just have Nuggets. Nuggets are trending, bro. They are looking good. And I reckon they're just going to, I don't know, put it all together. Jokic, he could win another MVP. I'm saying it. I think the storyline is for Shea, but
because
he'll be up there.
Because OKC is so clear the best team, I think Shea's got it in the bag.
Yep.
But
anyway, so I'm just going to go through a little top 10 LeBron All-Star list, and then we'll do our mailbag, and then we're done.
Awesome.
Alrighty, so I've put this little list together on the Instagram the other day, and it was yesterday, and LeBron has made 20 straight years of All-Star starters. 20 straight years.
Yep.
That's insane. He started in the All-Star game before some of the current All-Stars were in kindergarten. Like, what are we doing? Anyway, so I was looking at all these teams, these starting lineups, and bro, he has played with some players. So I've put together a top 10 list of his All-Star teammates over the 20 years, okay?
Yep.
There are some massive snubs, but I'll go from 10 to 1. Number 10, Carmelo Anthony. So that was back, a few years ago, obviously probably 8, 9 years ago. Number 9, Allen Iverson. So this just shows you the kind of players LeBron has played with. Number 8, James Harden. Number 7, Kevin Garnett. So he was starting with Kevin Garnett for 5, 6 years in a row when KG was in Boston, then he moved to Brooklyn. KG was still getting those All-Star nods. Number 6 is partner in crime with the Heatles, Dwayne Wade.
Yep.
So Dwayne Wade was also starting in the East for 4 or 5 years in a row. Number 5, Giannis Antetokounmpo. So this is actually getting a little controversial because it's almost all-time rankings.
I've already got one that I reckon I'd
Should
switch.
be over.
I'd switch, yeah.
Number 4, KD. Kevin Durant at number 4. Number 3, Nikola Jokic. Got him at 3. I think he's only started with him once. But I think he was on Team LeBron one year.
Yep.
Number 2, Stephen Curry. Wardell, our man, started with him on Team LeBron in 2021 and 22.
Yep.
And then number 1, I don't know if this is controversial, but Shaquille O'Neal. So this was when Shaq was back. This was 2005. This could have been LeBron's first year as an All-Star.
With the Heat?
It was when he was with the Heat.
Yeah.
So what a list. But bro, I was missing a lot of players.
Oh, well, that's the thing. You're talking about All-Stars. So you're talking about the best of the best.
Yep.
One I would change, and I think it's controversial, but I don't think there's a way. Obviously, D-Wade has the championships. I'm taking Harden over D-Wade.
Yeah.
I think Harden, I think he's just been stitched up in terms of the competition he's had to play.
Yep.
I know a lot of people will probably come at me for that because we love D-Wade so much. But I don't think we've ever seen D-Wade do what Harden did. Yeah. Harden was an entire system by himself, just nearly taking down the greatest team ever assembled with KD, Steph, Clay, Draymond. That's valid. Him and Chris Paul pretty much nearly took that team down. I think Harden gets disrespected so much and he's hated. They pin him for being a bad playoff performer. He's not.
No.
He's nearly beaten the Warriors nearly every time they play. He is so good and was so good. If you've got blokes trying to guard you from your back, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
I think, that's the only one I reckon I'd take Harden over D-Wade, which is, tough to say because D-Wade's so iconic. But
I even miss players like Jason Kidd, Vince Carter. Oh, Luka. Luka's in there, but I don't know. It was just such a stacked list, so I just left him out because he's just so young.
Yep.
He could be well high up that list.
Yeah, no.
Fair. It was a stacked number of players.
It's a lot. LeBron, he's played with some elite talent, and it just shows how longevity, his longevity is crazy. And people pin that against him.
I know.
The GOAT debates, but it should really be for him.
Lapookie, bro.
Lapookie.
All
right.
My
sunshine.
All right, should we just run through a few of these mailbags?
Yeah, let's smash them out.
We've been hearing from a few of yous. We'll just reel them off and give you our little thoughts. From Alex, Shea isn't an MVP and is a free throw merchant. Gets the most soft calls ever. Oh, damn, that's controversial.
That's crazy.
Look, he gets to the line a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
He does. That's the thing. Last game against the T-Bulls, he went 6 of 24 from the field, I think.
Jeez.
6 of 21, I think. 11 of 11 from the free throw line. Jalen Clark was locking him up, but he still dropped 20-something points because he's just,
It's a lot of free
throws. He does. It's crazy. It is crazy, but he's smart. He knows how to get there, but I think that's fair. I'm taking Jokic every day of the week.
Well, Alex actually also said if Steph got the same treatment as Shea, he'd average 30 plus.
Yeah. No, I like that. I think that's probably a good call. I don't think you can argue that. Steph is, I think we've known for a while Steph doesn't get the respect he probably deserves.
Yeah, probably not.
When it comes to that, but that's all right. We'll go to Ben. He reckons this is for the trade deadline. He reckons Celtics are still the best team in the league because they didn't change their team. # them. So I feel like definitely a Celtics fan. Definitely a Celtics fan. It's probably fair to think that since they won the championship last year. Yeah. But look, right now it looks like there are some teams better. So I know you got a lot to handle with there, Ben. All right?
A lot. Jack says Warriors won't change with Butler. Well, okay, it looks like they've already changed a little bit at least.
Yeah.
Look, they might not be championship contending. We don't know. Draymond Green reckons they're going to win the championship.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's really wait and see. They're kind of another theoretical team.
Yeah.
They're already looking better than they were, but hey, we'll see. Guess we'll see.
Yeah. I think we've had this one before.
Yeah.
But Travis says again, Scoot wins most improved.
He's saying it every time.
This is getting out of hand. Okay. There's too much Scoot love here.
Yeah, way too much.
I don't know about it.
Way too much attention.
He's a good player, and hopefully he picks it up. But he's not winning most improved. All right, let's just stop this.
Let's stop that. That's. Oh, and then Walter says Warriors adding Jimmy wins us a chip. So that's, I guess, the other side of things.
Not bad. Got one from Jacko. Says hot take: Mavs big W, top defense in the league, and can win now. Will shake up playoffs. This did come in before the AD injury, though, so he may not think that anymore. But I think, right now, it definitely doesn't look like a big dub for the old Mavericks.
No, definitely doesn't.
They are in some strife, and the Lakers look like they definitely won that trade. So, yeah, not sure, but this did come in before the AD injury, so that's fair enough.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. But yeah, with him, they could, but yeah, I don't know.
We got Lockie getting into the Bulls. Bulls losing every deadline. Shake my head. Yeah, bro. Tell me about it.
Is he a Bulls fan? I'd expect he's probably a Bulls
There's
fan.
not many of us, but yeah, he probably is. He's probably another unfortunate bloke who, has to tough out every year.
Oh, it's not fun. It'd be a struggle.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough
I get that.
It's tough to like your team. But yeah, we do lose every trade deadline.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not fun. It wouldn't be fun for you.
No.
And then, finish with the last one from Toby. Another little trade deadline thing. He reckons Lakers win, Mavs lose, Bulls kind of lose, and Spurs win, and Kings, Suns lose, Warriors dub.
A lot going on there.
There's a lot going on there. I'm reading it and I'm struggling to unpack this. Lakers win. Yep, I like that. Mavs lose. Yep. Bulls kind of lose. That's probably fair.
Yeah.
You're not really sure if they did win or not. Spurs win. I think so. Long term and today, I still think they could take a jump. Kings and Suns lose big time. Kings had a shocker. Suns made no moves, so I think they lose, apart from getting rid of Nurkic.
Yep.
Warriors win. Yeah, I think so. They're going in on the short term and trying to win now, and I think they made the right move for that. I think we agree with that.
Done well there.
Yeah,
Done
good
very
job,
well.
Toby.
Good job.
Job well done.
Job well done.
Gold star for you. I like it.
Is that everything?
That pretty much sums it up. That sums it up. Yeah,
Beauty.
I
Well,
like
this
it.
has been great. We're getting into it. The second half of the season's coming up, and we
Super keen.
we can't wait for the little playoff. Like leading into the playoffs, there's going to be plenty of stories.
A lot to deal with.
All right, so that's a wrap for episode 9 of Talking Dribble. Big thanks to everyone for tuning in. We love bringing you all the NBA talk, and we appreciate the support.
Make sure you're following us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts so you never miss an episode. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button on YouTube to watch the full show.
You can also find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook for extra content, hot takes, clips, and plenty more as we roll through the season.
Next episode, we're back to footy talk as the AFL season gets closer. So get ready for more predictions, bold calls, and of course, some doggies chat.
Thanks again for listening. Until next time, enjoy the hoops, enjoy the footy, and as always, keep talking dribble.
We out.